What's up, everybody? What's going on, Bosquez FX family? I hope you guys are all doing good, and welcome back to Bosquez FX YouTube channel. We do appreciate you guys to have you back once again here as well. We'd like to thank you all who just subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you have not yet done so, please kindly hit the subscribe bell and turn on the notification icon so that you will not miss out any new concept from this channel. So guys, in today's video I'm going to share with you my secret formula which I use on my daily basis of trading when I am looking for a scalp or a swing trade in the market. So what you have to do, you just have to stay tuned until to the end of this video, as we are also going to give you a clarification on how to validate a supply or a demand which will be pin engulfed in the market. So as well, if you are also new here, we also talk about smart money concept, ICT concept, and order block strategies. If you are looking forward to learn about those concepts, you are most welcome to join the family. So as you can see guys, on our chart we have GBP JPY. As you all know that the first thing which I do when I open my chart, right, I would like to understand the previous market structure so that I'll be able to anticipate a move to the right side. So the first thing I do, I view my market structure like this guys. As you can see, the price have been creating new lower highs and new lower lows going to the downside, and you can see there were a lot of them, right? And this is what we call a liquidity, guys. This is a liquidity. That's why the price have just give us a impulsive move to the upside, cleaning out the liquidity. So now we are now focusing on a supply zone area which price have rejected right here. As you can see guys, this was a nice supply because we did have an inducement right here, and then the price have rejected to that supply zone area. As well, you can see we did have a nice bearish engulfing candlestick. You just have to highlight it nicely, something like this, meaning this is in our 8-4 time frame, and you can see that the price have been mitigating this supply zone nicely. As you can see, this was a nice mitigation right there, a nice one, and nice one. While they were going down, they were mitigating those supplies. Nice one guys, something like that. And you can see the price continued going down, doing the same thing. Now the price came back inducing this zone. Now they've went into a supply zone area, but also they took out this supply zone area with a pin engulf candlestick, as you can see. So what you have to understand about this pin engulf, some they will say I didn't know the direction, but they just took me out with few pips and they went into my direction. So I want to give you a clarification on that. What you have to understand, right, you have to understand something like this. You have to understand that whenever price give you a base area which is a supply level, something like this, they'll give you a break of structure, right? They will give you a break of structure, something like this. This will now become our break of structure. Let me just put it in the middle, right, center. Okay, so this will now become our breakout structure, and this will now become our supply level. The next thing which we anticipate a correction, right, a correction, and then sometimes they will give you first move after reaching the supply, and then they will not close bullish, right, but they will close bullish with a wick, right, and then go down. This is what you have to understand. Once price give you something like this, they are just sweeping out the SLs. Remember, when you are looking for a trade, you use this zone as your entry point, and then you put your SL above this high here. So they'll just go and sweep out the liquidity, and then they can continue going to the downside, right? So what you have to understand, once you have identified such kind, you have to understand, if you see price giving you a wick, just know that they are going down. But if they give you a full body, right, after taking out a supply, just know that they'll continue going to the upside. So this is just a clean of SLs at this supply zone A, and then they'll go to the right direction, because the next thing which you now say this is my swing high, this is my swing low, right? And then this will now become my break of structure. So this will now also become a break of structure, true. And then the next thing, you see that yes, we did have a nice bullish momentum going to the upside, and this is a nice bullish engulfing candlestick, which is my demand level, meaning say this is my demand. I would like to see price going up, and they can also give you a nice change of character, but they will take you out when they are going to the downside. So what you have to understand now, you have a breakout structure at the top, and now this will now become a change of character, so this will now become a change of character. So now here is where the price is currently at, right? As you can see, we did have a nice drop, best drop, meaning this was a bearish engulfing candlestick, which is a supply level. That's why the price have rejected to that supply level right there, guys, as you can see. And we did have a nice inducement, right? A nice inducement right here, meaning the liquidity was being grabbed, right, as you can see, and the price nicely went to the supply level and rejected as we expected, meaning this will now become our break of structure. Now this will now become our break of structure. So after you identify that you do have a break of structure, you now understand that you do have a drop, best drop, meaning this is a continuation pattern now which you are now looking at. So if you go in H1 time frame, in H1 the price have given us something like this. Now you can now see or identify that we do have a break of structure. So this will now become a break of structure, and as well this will now become a change of character. So you can also see that we did have this last opposite candlestick which took out the last higher low, and now this will now become our supply level. That's why they have also rejected at this supply level going to the downside. But you can also see they give you a nice inducement at this momentum. This was a nice inducement, which is a nice liquidity grab as well. We did have a break of structure for continuation pattern. Nice break of structure for a continuation pattern now. So this is a breaker, guys. This is what we call a breaker block right here. As you can see, this was the last higher low which was engulfed by this bearish engulfing candlestick right here going to the downside, meaning the price have created a imbalance. So this is our failed demand flippy to be a supply level right there. So if you go back in 15 minutes time frame, right, so the price have came back to that zone area for the first time, and I'm going to share with you how I took my scalp trade right there, and then I exit around this zone area right here, guys. But I'm still expecting them to go away to the downside because this is a breaker, right? So what I did, remember every trade you have a confirmation of a change of character. So I did this. We did have a nice breakout structure, and this was my change of character. Why? Because this was the last opposite candlestick, right? Meaning that's where the higher low was at right there. That's where the higher low was at, and you can even see with line chart, right, they do not have that wick right here. But if you go to candlesticks, you can see that you did have a nice change of character. So what I did, when I identify such, I know this is my breaker level and this was my bearish engulfing candlestick, right? Bearish engulfing candlestick. And what I did, I took my trade around this zone, risking my 15 pips as always, 15 pips from this zone. And then my target was this low, because this low can also be our what, our break of structure for continuation pattern. Now break of structure for continuation pattern. So I took my first trade right there, and then I took my take profit here, which was 30 pips, right, and risking 15 pips. That's how I look for my scalp trade as well. Now I'm waiting to see what the price will do, because I took my first take profit already. So now I'm still having another trade which is running, right, right. So now I'm risking their money right now. So I'm gonna wait to see what the price will do once they reach this zone. So as you can see, this is my before. You can see I did it on my mobile phone, but you can see this is pound JPY, and you did have a supply. The price mitigated the supply level, which took out the first higher low, and as you can see, they did give us a nice correction to the supply, and they give us a imbalance going to the downside. Now the price is at the breakup block. That's why I said I'm expecting the price to go to the downside right there, and you can see the price went down, and I just took my first take profit right there for SEFT, right, and now I'm risking a low entry or a low lot size to go away to this zone area. But as well, guys, they can also come back to this supply zone area, which is also possible for price to come back to that supply right there, and then they can also continue going to the downside. So the reason for me to take a sell, I'm still expecting the price to continue going to the downside to this level right now, because we did have a nice change of character right here, guys. Nice change of what? Nice change of character. You can see a nice break of structure right here. So this is just a rejection from this breaker, but they didn't mitigate it nicely. They didn't mitigate this breaker nice, as they failed to respect this first breaker right here. They failed to respect it, then they came back to this one and rejected. Why? Because as you can see, we did have a break of structure and a change of character. So this breaker was more powerful than the first one, because this was the first break of structure which they did here. So now I'm expecting the price to come back to this demand right here. As you can see, they did mitigate this demand level, the bullish engulfing candlestick, nicely right here. So they were mitigating this zone nicely. So I'm expecting them to come back to this one right here, and then we can get a nice change of character in 15 minutes time frame. Then we can expect the price to continue going to the upside, if they continue going to the upside right there. So that's how you do your trading plan in your day trading. I hope this video will help you, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you guys for watching.